This message is issued by the Emergency Coordination Center. Please listen closely and follow the instructions. This is not a drill. All civilians within a 30-mile radius of Congo Land Adventure Park are advised to evacuate immediately and proceed to designated safe zones. At approximately 11:23 p.m. last night, containment protocols at the Congo Land facility were catastrophically breached. Multiple enhanced primate subjects have escaped perimeter security. We are coordinating with federal authorities to establish evacuation corridors, but immediate departure from the affected area is critical for your survival. The crisis began 72 hours ago when Meridian Biosystems lost communication with their Congo Land Adventure Park facility in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Like their sister operation at Dino Land, what the public knew as a family-friendly wildlife sanctuary was actually a classified genetic research facility. Under the cover of guerrilla conservation and education, Meridian had been conducting Project REDHAND, a surgical enhancement program designed to harvest primate limbs for military augmentation research. Dr. Marcus Langford, Meridian's senior evolutionary biologist, had been systematically removing arms from adult western lowland gorillas and replacing them with experimental nerve interface ports. The severed limbs were shipped to undisclosed military contractors for integration into powered exoskeleton systems, while the muscle tissue was processed for strength enhancement serums. The armless gorillas that remained were kept alive as test subjects to study adaptation and compensation behaviors. According to intercepted facility communications, the first indication of trouble came Monday evening when Head of Surveillance Joseph "Joe" Maddox reported unusual activity in the enhanced primate wing. The subjects are exhibiting unprecedented coordination, Maddox told facility director during his final transmission. They're moving in formation patterns we never taught them. It's like they're receiving instructions from somewhere, but all external communication to their neural ports was severed months ago. What Maddox had discovered was that the armless gorillas had developed their own form of communication, a complex system of foot tapping and ground vibrations that allowed them to coordinate as a unified group. Dr. Evelyn Shaw, the facility's behavioral neurology lead, noted in her research logs that the subjects had begun using their feet with impossible dexterity, manipulating objects and even operating simple machinery with their toes. The enhanced gorillas had also developed extraordinary leg strength to compensate for their missing limbs. Security footage shows them delivering kicks powerful enough to dent reinforced steel doors and crater concrete walls. More disturbing was their ability to leap vertically over 20 feet and move across the facility's ceiling support beams using only their feet and powerful leg muscles. Dr. Tobias "Toby" Graves, the rogue engineer behind Project Red Hand's most controversial modifications, had been conducting unauthorized experiments in the weeks leading up to the breach. Graves had implanted experimental neural transmitters in the subject's spinal columns, hoping to create remote-controlled primate soldiers. Instead, the devices seemed to have enhanced the gorilla's natural intelligence and given them the ability to hack into the facility's security systems using electromagnetic pulses generated by the implants. Noah Bennett, a local adventure vlogger, was live-streaming his illegal entry into the Congo Land restricted areas when the containment breach occurred. Bennett's final stream, which was automatically uploaded to his channel before his disappearance, shows him approaching what he believed was an abandoned maintenance building around 10 p.m. Tuesday night. "Guys, this place is supposed to be empty for seasonal repairs," Bennett told his audience, "but I can hear something moving around inside." The audio on Bennett's stream captures a rhythmic tapping sound, dozens of feet striking metal surfaces in perfect synchronization. As Bennett climbed through a broken window, his camera revealed the horrifying truth. 37 armless gorillas were arranged in precise rows inside the building, their feet rapidly tapping against pipes and electrical conduits. The synchronized foot strikes were generating specific electromagnetic frequencies that overloaded the facility's security grid. "What the hell?" Bennett whispered into his camera. "They're all missing their arms. What kind of sick experiment?" The stream cuts to static as something massive impacts the wall behind him. When the video feed briefly returns, viewers can see Bennett's camera lying on the ground, capturing the lower bodies of several gorillas as they move past. Their feet grip tools and debris with disturbing precision, manipulating objects like grotesque hands. Officer Daniel Briggs, a former military specialist working Congo land security, was conducting his final patrol when the enhanced primates began their coordinated escape. Briggs radioed for backup after discovering that the subjects had somehow learned to operate the facility's electronic lock systems. "They're using their feet like fingers," Briggs reported. "I watched one of them input a 6-digit security code with its toes. These things have been studying us, learning our procedures." Briggs attempted to contain the situation using standard animal control protocols, but the enhanced gorillas demonstrated tactical awareness that exceeded human military training. They divided into 3 coordinated groups. One team disabled the facility's power grid by systematically destroying specific electrical junctions with precisely aimed kicks. Another group sealed off escape routes to prevent human personnel from calling for help, and the third focused on hunting down individual staff members. When Briggs fired his service weapon at the nearest gorilla, the bullets struck the creature center mass but failed to penetrate what appeared to be subcutaneous armor plating. Dr. Graves had surgically implanted ballistic protection under their skin as part of the military enhancement program. The gunshots only seemed to anger the subjects, who responded by launching a coordinated assault on Briggs's position. Rookie security guard Veronica "Ronnie" Wade witnessed the attack on Officer Briggs from the facility's central monitoring station. "They came at him from 3 different directions," Wade reported to emergency services. "Moving on their knuckles and hind legs like normal gorillas, but faster, more coordinated. When Briggs tried to retreat, 2 of them leaped straight up to the second-floor walkway and cut off his escape route. I've never seen anything move like that." Wade watched in horror as the enhanced primates used their feet to strip weapons and equipment from Briggs with surgical precision. One gorilla held him down while others used their toes to remove his radio, keys, and ammunition with the dexterity of trained surgeons. "They weren't trying to kill him immediately," Wade observed. "They were studying his equipment, learning how everything worked. It was like they were conducting their own research." Later that night, Kelsey Hart was driving home from her late shift at the regional hospital when she encountered something that made her abandon her vehicle and flee into the woods with her 8-year-old son, Marcus. Hart's 911 call provides crucial information about the enhanced gorilla's hunting behavior outside the facility. "There were 5 of them blocking the road," Hart told dispatch. "They were standing upright, perfectly still, like they were waiting for something. When I tried to reverse, more of them came out of the trees behind me." Hart described watching the gorillas systematically disable her car using coordinated kicks that targeted specific mechanical components. "They knew exactly where to hit," she explained. "One kicked the transmission housing, another struck the rear axle, and a third punched a hole straight through the radiator." It wasn't random violence. They were following some kind of procedure to make sure the vehicle couldn't be repaired. When Hart and her son fled on foot, the enhanced primates demonstrated their most terrifying capability. They began hunting in formation like a military unit. "They didn't chase us directly," Hart reported. "Instead, they spread out and started herding us towards something. My son kept saying they were pointing with their feet, directing us to move in specific directions. We only escaped because Marcus remembered a cave system from a school field trip." Teen siblings Tommy and Rachel Lane had snuck into Congo Land's public areas Tuesday night, hoping to explore the abandoned exhibits. Rachel's text messages to friends, recovered from her phone after their rescue, document their encounter with Dr. Graves himself, or what remained of him. "Found the crazy scientist guy in the gorilla house," Rachel texted. "He's missing his arms too, but he's alive somehow. Keeps saying he volunteered for the procedure." The teenagers discovered that Dr. Graves had performed the same surgical amputation on himself, replacing his arms with experimental neural interface ports that allowed him to communicate directly with the enhanced gorillas. Security footage shows Graves moving among the escaped subjects, his neural ports glowing with the same electromagnetic signatures that the gorillas used for coordination. He appeared to be directing their activities through some form of shared consciousness network. The doc was showing them how to use human tools with their feet. Tommy reported to emergency services, teaching them to open doors, operate machinery, even use computers. But when he saw us watching, his eyes went completely black and all the gorillas turned to look at us at exactly the same time. We ran, but they followed us in perfect formation, like a marching band from hell. Pattern analysis reveals 4 distinct behavioral phases that characterize encounters with the enhanced gorillas. Phase 1 involves electromagnetic reconnaissance. The subjects use their neural implants to scan for electronic devices and map human positions through radio frequency detection. Witnesses report their phones, car electronics, and medical devices malfunctioning when the enhanced primates are nearby. Phase 2 is tactical positioning. The gorillas arrange themselves in strategic formations that demonstrate advanced understanding of human movement patterns and escape psychology. They don't immediately attack, but instead establish containment perimeters that funnel targets toward predetermined locations. Multiple survivors describe feeling herded rather than hunted during initial contact. Phase 3 escalates to equipment neutralization. Using their enhanced foot dexterity, the subjects systematically disable vehicles, communication devices, and weapons with surgical precision. They appear to have detailed knowledge of human technology and can identify critical failure points in complex machinery. One military consultant described their technical sabotage capabilities as equivalent to a team of trained combat engineers. Phase 4 involves biological assessment and potential recruitment. Rather than killing captured humans immediately, the enhanced gorillas seem to be evaluating them for compatibility with the neural interface network. Dr. Graves's transformation suggests they may be attempting to expand their collective consciousness by surgically modifying suitable candidates. If you are currently in the affected area, follow these emergency protocols without deviation. First, immediately disable all electronic devices and remove their batteries. The enhanced gorillas can track active electronics through electromagnetic signatures generated by their neural implants. Wrap any essential devices in aluminum foil or place them inside metal containers to block signal detection. Second, avoid all ground-level travel and seek elevated positions whenever possible. The subjects navigate primarily through ground vibrations and can detect human footsteps from over a mile away. Climb trees, buildings, or rocky outcroppings and remain completely motionless. Their enhanced leg strength allows them to jump vertically, but they struggle with sustained climbing due to their missing arms. Third, do not attempt to use vehicles or machinery of any kind. The enhanced gorillas have been specifically trained to identify and disable human technology. Multiple escape attempts have failed when subjects targeted critical vehicle components with precision kicks. One survivor's motorcycle was destroyed when a gorilla delivered a single strike that somehow severed both the brake line and fuel injection system simultaneously. Fourth, if you encounter Dr. Graves or any humans exhibiting the electromagnetic signature symptoms, blackened eyes, twitching hands, or unnatural coordination, do not attempt communication or rescue. These individuals have been integrated into the collective neural network and will broadcast your location to the enhanced subjects. Several well-meaning rescue attempts have resulted in additional casualties when modified humans led gorilla packs directly to hidden survivors. Most importantly, do not let them see your hands or arms. Multiple witnesses report that the enhanced gorillas become extremely agitated when confronted with intact human limbs. They appear to view arms as valuable resources that should be harvested, and several attacks have specifically targeted upper extremities with surgical precision. Keep your arms hidden under clothing or behind obstacles whenever possible. Emergency response teams have attempted conventional containment strategies with catastrophic results. Yesterday morning, A joint task force of animal control specialists and military personnel entered the facility using standard riot suppression protocols. The enhanced gorillas had anticipated this response and prepared accordingly. They had arranged furniture and debris into complex defensive positions that demonstrated architectural understanding equivalent to trained military engineers. When the task force deployed tranquilizer weapons, the subjects revealed another horrifying adaptation. They had developed immunity to standard sedatives through repeated exposure during their surgical modifications. Worse, they seemed to recognize the tranquilizer guns and responded by launching coordinated counterattacks using improvised projectiles hurled with devastating accuracy using their feet. The military team's final transmission described encountering impossible tactical coordination as the enhanced gorillas executed complex maneuvers that required real-time communication and strategic planning. They're not just animals, the team leader reported. They're conducting military operations with precision that exceeds human special forces units. Request immediate extraction. These subjects are beyond our containment capabilities. Supervisor Cheryl Madsen from Meridian's Emergency Risk Division has confirmed that Project REDHAND included classified modifications that go far beyond simple limb removal. Dr. Graves wasn't just harvesting arms for external use, Madsen revealed in her briefing to federal authorities. He was creating a distributed consciousness network, a hive-mind that could control multiple enhanced subjects simultaneously. The gorillas aren't just cooperating, they're sharing a single enhanced intelligence. This collective consciousness appears to be expanding its influence beyond the original subjects. Radio transmissions from the affected area have captured what analysts describe as coordinated vocalizations that suggest the enhanced gorillas are attempting to communicate with other primate populations in the surrounding wilderness. Wildlife observers report unusual behavior among local monkey and ape populations, with several species exhibiting the same synchronized movement patterns displayed by the enhanced subjects. Director Leon Travis, who oversees all domestic containment efforts for Meridian, has authorized evacuation of the entire watershed region. The neural network's influence radius continues to expand, Travis announced. We're detecting electromagnetic anomalies consistent with the enhanced subject's signatures across a progressively larger area. Standard biological containment protocols are insufficient. This has become a technological threat as much as a biological one. Current intelligence suggests the enhanced gorillas have established multiple operational bases throughout the mountainous terrain surrounding Congo land. They appear to be constructing complex structures using materials salvaged from the facility, demonstrating engineering capabilities that should be impossible for armless subjects. Aerial reconnaissance has identified what appears to be primitive but effective defensive fortifications built entirely through coordinated foot manipulation. Lieutenant Colum Grant Ellison, military liaison for Meridian's biohazard responses, has classified the enhanced gorillas as hostile, non-human intelligence, rather than escaped animals. These subjects display strategic thinking, technological adaptation, and collective decision-making that exceeds normal primate cognitive capacity, Ellison reported. We're not dealing with enhanced animals. We're confronting an emergent artificial intelligence that happens to be housed in modified gorilla bodies. The situation has been further complicated by the discovery that Dr. Graves continues to modify additional subjects using surgical equipment salvaged from the facility. Thermal imaging has detected what appears to be an active surgical theater hidden deep within the mountain cave systems. The enhanced gorillas seem to be attempting to create additional collective network members using crude but effective amputation procedures. Weather conditions are expected to deteriorate significantly over the next 48 hours, with heavy storms that will limit visibility and hamper rescue operations. The enhanced subjects appear unaffected by adverse weather and may use the reduced visibility to expand their operational territory. Their electromagnetic communication system functions independently of atmospheric conditions and could provide significant tactical advantages during storm coverage. Federal authorities are developing specialized countermeasures designed specifically for technologically enhanced biological threats, but deployment of these systems may take several weeks. Current containment efforts focus on preventing the enhanced gorillas from accessing population centers where they could potentially recruit additional human subjects for neural network integration. Until specialized containment protocols are implemented, the entire region remains under emergency evacuation orders. Do not attempt to enter the affected area for any reason. Do not respond to any communications claiming to originate from facility personnel. The enhanced subjects have demonstrated the ability to manipulate human vocal cords with their feet to produce convincing human speech patterns. Most critically, be aware that the collective consciousness network continues to evolve and adapt. Every human encounter provides the enhanced subjects with additional data about our behavior, technology, and vulnerabilities. The longer this situation continues, the more sophisticated and dangerous they become. This broadcast will repeat every 20 minutes on all emergency frequencies. If you stop hearing these transmissions, assume that the enhanced subjects have begun targeting communication infrastructure directly. In that case, proceed immediately to designated military safe zones and await further instructions from federal authorities. Remember that silence isn't safety. It means they're learning, adapting, and preparing their next coordinated assault on human civilization.